you seen Star Wars?
A very pleasant surprise in the Star Wars news cycle. Rumor has it Star Wars Visions is returning no later than this very year of 2022. The Japanese-inspired anime series was released in September of 2021, and most of the stories felt like there could be more to explore in this side of storytelling. So let's talk about the new report, but before we do, please leave a like on today's video and subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars content. So there is this report from Cinelinx Jordan Mason, who, like I have said countless times on this channel, has a very proven track record of reliability on these scoops and things coming to fruition. But let's read his article, and let's just quote directly from it. Over the last few days, I've had multiple independent sources reach out to me to tell me some good news. Not only is Star Wars Visions 2 in the works, and pretty much has been since the first season hit, but it is set to arrive this year. The timing is tough to pin down, but I've heard both September and October thrown out there, so I think a general fall release would be what we're looking at. While I haven't been able to pin down which animation companies will be getting this time around, I've heard there will be returning studios who would be doing some following up stories on characters that we saw in the first season and stories that we saw in the first season. Again, I have no details on the shorts themselves, so I can't tell you which continuations we might see. Either way, I'm pretty damn excited. One source is pretty confident we'll get confirmation, possibly even footage, of Star Wars Visions during next month's Star Wars Celebration, and that's the end of the quote. So Star Wars Celebration is, I think, May 26th through the 29th, or 27th through the 29th, and we likely will get an announcement for Star Wars Visions if it is coming out later this year. And I think this is great news. I mean, I really enjoyed watching the first season of Star Wars Visions and asked for more. I wanted more stories. I wanted a second season as soon as the first season was over, as soon as it dropped. They dropped all the episodes at once. These stories felt unique and new in this space opera that's been telling stories for now over 40 years. It's kind of hard to pull something new and fresh off, but this series did it very impressively. So Star Wars and anime mixed together naturally in Visions. I think that was very impressive, and it seemed like a lot of fans and people liked the stories in this as well. So what's interesting to me is that Lucasfilm was already working on Season 2 before Season 1 even released, meaning that they had confidence in the series and the stories that they would tell. I don't know if the viewer numbers for Visions are like all that great. I imagine they're probably smaller than like Bad Batch or Book of Boba Fett. But if you look at this one report, it does seem like Visions was in the top 5 original streaming service shows when it released, and don't forget, it only came out like on one day. Like, it released everything at once because they're short. I mean, they're 30-minute episodes, if that, at most. And I think maybe Season 2 will release the same way, and that's why it's not that big of a deal that it's coming out this year, because it's not going to interfere with something like Andor or Bad Batch Season 2 or what else do we have later? The Mandalorian Season 3. There's so many things now. But it is a good sign that this series was in the top 5, because maybe Season 2 will do even better, and I'm sure the second season will have more viewership based off the reaction of the first season, but also this year is supposed to be a really big year for Star Wars. But everything else coming out this year, when we have Bad Batch Season 2, Andor Season 1, Mandalorian Season 3, the Kenobi series releasing in May, and now Star Wars Visions Season 2, that's 5 Star Wars shows in 1 year, and that's not including the Book of Boba Fett, which initially released in December, but continued into January of this year. So it's like 6 Star Wars shows in 1 year, which is crazy, because even before this all starts, it doesn't feel like there's much hype for Star Wars right now, but I think Celebration is going to change that with something like Visions helping it as well. So Lucasfilm doesn't seem to be stretching their content out over the next few years. It seems like they're just trying to almost pump and dump in a way of just, we have this content, it's ready to go, let's drop it. If it's 5 shows in 1 year and 3 years, or 3 shows in the next year, so be it. And I think that's kind of insane to think about, and it's probably a really good strategy in the long haul. We'll have to see how this year plays out. I really do hope they continue some of the more interesting stories from Visions. The Duel is a cool story to explore, given that the main character is a former Sith taking on other Sith, and I've read the book, and it's enough to give more episodes to the story if we're following it up, but truthfully, the book was really, really bad in my opinion. I sadly thought it sucked, so I'm not sure how well that story can continue if they're doing it in Visions. The Ninth Jedi is a story I'm most interested in. I think that was my favorite episode of Visions, and that gave me hope of a second season immediately when I saw it, so it would be a shame if they didn't continue that specific story. And I think The Elder as well is something I would like to follow up with, but I don't really think there's much to do with the 2 Jedi main characters. I'm not sure what they would really want to do if they followed that up. But anyways, everything is great about Visions in my opinion. It's a new element of storytelling in Star Wars, and in this new season, they don't really even need to continue the stories from the first season. That's what makes Visions so unique. they can just create new ones and come up with more wild and crazy ideas like they did in the first season, which worked so well and what made it so unique. And I think that's what I like about Visions at the moment, is that it's not really bound by canon. It's not canon, and Lucasfilm is letting the rules and the lore of Star Wars bend for this creative freedom, which I could not be more happy about. But leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Tell me what you think about a second season of Visions, and what are you looking forward to the most from Visions continuing its stories? Which stories would you like to see continued, and what do you hope they explore? Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like to support my channel, and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all the Star Wars news. And don't forget, follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. I'm Star Wars Only. I'll see you all next time, and may the Force be with you always.